What's cracking, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Honda Recap. I got a few channels I want to throw your way and a bunch of stuff happened this week, so let's get started. First off, I want to say how's everybody doing this weekend? You know how it is. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're getting ready for the good holiday season that's on its way. Let me know in the comments what you had going on. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time the Honda Recap comes up, and that's Monday night at 8 o'clock. All right, first up we got Big Murph. I don't know if you guys have watched the past recaps, but if you have, I told you the guy was looking for a hatch. And you know what, guys? He got it. So we'll go ahead and check out his latest video right now. He got a really clean white EG hatch. I knew he could do it. I knew you were going to do it. I just didn't know when, and I don't think anybody else did either, but it's super clean. Apparently he got a really good deal on it. He still has the LS, so I don't think he's ever selling the Integra. He was throwing out the idea of what he was going to do, either JDM front or just keep it USDM. Who knows? That's probably still in the air, but for the most part, he's got a lot of plans most likely set up for that EG, because I do believe it's an automatic currently, but he's going to do a 5-speed swap on it, maybe a K-Series, I don't know, but maybe a B-Series too, I don't know. But hopefully, he'll let us know in the next couple days when he starts posting up another video about this clean EG. Another guy I want to talk about is Chris Lowpes. Older channel, hasn't been posting too much, but it is snowing where he's at now, and he recently just uploaded a new video because he has a clean red Civic that he wanted to surprise his friend on what he's going to buy, and he's on his way to installing a Roadtrek supercharger. I'm very much looking forward to this build because I think it's going to be beautiful. The car already looks great, as you can see, and it's only going to get a lot better as he tries to button things up by throwing a supercharger on there. So if you haven't followed him, go ahead and give him a follow because it's going to get going pretty soon. He mentions in the video that the winter season is actually starting, so he's going to get a lot of garage time most likely, and hopefully we get to follow along for the ride. Next up, we got Hondakbuild. This guy has a beautiful blue FA5 that he wanted a K24 swap, and he did, in fact, do that. He's been posting a little bit more recently now, but I did find him a couple months back when I was looking to K24 swap my RSX. He did show you how he went ahead and did it. There is a couple things that he had to deal with, and then I believe the engine started having some trouble. He may have had to pull it, maybe something tranny-wise. There are a couple videos out there where he has to deal with his clutch. But he is back. He did post up another video kind of showing you what he had to do to get it in. But if you have an FA5 and you've always been interested in putting a K24 in it, this would be a great channel to watch out. He did all the work himself in his garage, and he had to move midway through the process, so that's always a pain in the ass. But I'm sure if you hit him up in the comments, he'll be able to answer any questions you have. Next up, we have JD Mods. These two are out in, I believe, Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry if I am. This is a boyfriend and girlfriend combo. They both seem to have cars. They started to grow their channel when they did an eBay Turbo on the RSX. He also has a K24 EP3. Most recently, they did a really cool video on their way to trying to get 2,000 subscribers. It started snowing, and they took their cars out and tried to see who can do better at drifting. It does get entertaining because when you try to drift a front-wheel drive car, you got to do a little effort, a little e-braking, but they did have fun. Hopefully, they did make it to 2,000 subscribers. I'm actually sure by the time this airs, they have hit that mark, and they are doing a cool giveaway. So be sure to check that out, and if you are watching, good luck on getting their giveaway. If you're a fan of Tommy Law, then you're going to love this channel, Just for Fun. It's a great channel. San Diego native, always running around with people, like I said, like Tommy Law and a couple other of the crew down there. The content is very good with quality parts and quality cars. I found it actually when I was trying to learn how to clean Recaros. He did a great video showing you how to do it with Woolite, and I was pretty impressed with the turnout, so it's actually something I'd really love to do myself. But aside from that, it astonishes me how big the San Diego scene or the SoCal scene is compared to the Bay Area. I feel like the Bay Area used to be a lot bigger, but it has thinned out. So, like I said, watching channels like Just for Fun, watching them go to Sleigh Ride and all the other events they have down there, watching the quality of cars that all the people have produced, it makes me happy to see that the scene is growing and is still thriving down there. So like I said, go ahead and check out that channel. Speaking of Tommy Law, he did actually release a video recently of Sleigh Ride. He received the best budget build. And it's kind of funny to me because if you actually watched his car, I don't know how budgety that build is, but it is very clean, and he did swap it in 3 days right after the Chronicles 9 meet. But you do see a little bit of both Just for Fun and Sleigh Ride in both videos, and Tommy did do a walk around that's kind of like Sticky Dill Joe, where you see every single car, kind of what parts had on it, and it's a great quality video. So if you want to check out what Sleigh Ride was like, go ahead and check out Tommy's video. If you paid attention last week, I told you that Zosh did a walk around of his video, and he did explain that he has a DC4 Integra, and other people have DC2 Integras. Well, I want to talk about Miton Films because if you look in the past, he's done a lot of videos comparing different things, like ITRs and Poor Man ITRs and other videos where he kind of does a lot of comparisons. Well, recently, maybe this is the reason he did it, but he did do a very good descriptive video on what a DC2 is versus a DC4. It was very interesting to watch because I didn't know there was so many differences, and I didn't know that two different cars actually existed. Like most people, I thought, you know what, DC2 is a DC2, but he did explain the differences between a DC2 and a DC4. So props to you. Glad you're making these videos, and I look forward to other comparison videos you make in the future. Another channel I want to talk about is Nathan Bai. He has an S2000, and I met him about 3 months ago. Well, I met him through YouTube because we both made videos of the S2KI Mega Meet that was here in San Leandro. He has a silver S2000, and he has been tracking it and goes to track events. He has a recent video of, I believe, the last run for Vtec Club at Buttonwillow. Really great to watch. He shows you everything that he's doing to the car and everything that he wants to do in the future. So if you're a fan of S2000s and you're a fan of Bay Area S2000s, this is definitely a channel to watch. He is growing. I believe early on he did a lot of video games, but now he's getting into a lot of cars, so he's got a little of both things you can offer there. So if you're into those two things, this is definitely a channel to check out. Next up, we got VHB Engines, Chris. I've talked about this guy in the past. He has a lot of information he wants to offer, but he did release a video recently about what he's going to do when he does return to Florida. He wants to start a crew. He is a great engine builder, and he's doing a lot of stuff on his spare times. He wants to start building engines and helping people out, and he wants to start building a crew because he wants to get his name out. So he is going to move to Florida. I'm not sure about where, but when he does, he definitely wants to make a mark on the scene. He wants to get a couple guys together to run his engines to really prove out what his work can do, but also build a brand, build a name, and I really respect that because if you watch a lot of the videos that he produces, he does a lot of comparison, a lot of how-tos, a lot of builds, and it's all about mechanical building of engines and what they can do, what you can do with them, and what parts it takes to actually make a quality build. So again, check out his video. He's got a lot of stuff coming out, and he's also got a lot of stuff coming out in the future, especially when he gets things together and ready to move. Last but not least for YouTube, we got Brian from Vtec Academy. I've been talking about this guy a lot and all the work that they've been doing over there because we've been watching behind the scenes from Chris Sadowski, but the videos are starting to roll in. As of recently, they did a Type R breakdown of, yes, the brand new CTR. And if you've been paying attention, they literally pulled the motor out of a brand new CTR and placed it into a bunch of old chassis because Brian is Hasport. And like I said, they want to be the first on the market. That is my opinion. So, with that said, they took the motor and they did a cool breakdown of what the motor is, what can be done with it, and they're a little behind the scenes of what's going on there, so I really appreciate that knowledge. This guy has so much knowledge, has been in the game for so long. Over the course of time, I know that we're going to see a lot more videos about this engine. I know in the future we're going to see a lot more videos about this engine and what it can do and what he plans to do with it in the future. So, now's the time to check into Vtec Academy because I believe a lot of videos have already been recorded and they're on their way in post-production and soon will be on YouTube. Alright guys, that concludes YouTube. Next up, I want to throw back in the Instagram portion of these videos. A lot of you guys said I should just keep it in one video, and I really appreciate that because I believe that you guys are actually watching this long in the video, and it proves that, you know, okay, maybe if I make a little longer content and get, you know, a lot of more stuff jam-packed into one video, you guys do appreciate it and you are actually watching. So, like I said, I really appreciate you guys giving me all the feedback, so I'm going to go ahead and throw out a few Instagram channels, or rather, profiles that I am watching because I do believe they need a little bit more credit. First up, Zoom. This guy is a local Bay Area S2000 owner. I've met him. He's a really, really great guy. He's slowly building up his S2000, and he's at the track about every weekend. He's one of the only guys I know that tracks with the top down, has a roll bar, and definitely posts up videos on his YouTube channel, which I'll link below, of just on track, anywhere from Laguna Seca to Thunderhill West or East. This guy's a really good guy to check out. He definitely updates his Instagram and his Instagram stories whenever he's at the track, even when he's not racing. Next up, we have I Am Racer X. This guy is also very cool. I've met him many, many times. He has an S2000 and an NSX. If you want to check out his NSX, there is another channel. I think Zygreen did a full review over it. It's a supercharged, I believe 400 horsepower black NSX. Basically has the entire Comtech catalog on that car, and it is gorgeous. The S2000 also has tons of Sakibon garage parts, front and rear brakes, hard top, and I'm not sure what he's doing with the engine recently, but I do know that he just got a top one rear diffuser. There's plenty of parts on this car, and I'd really love to review it and also get it on this channel because it is one of the most complete S2000s I've seen so far, and it's probably one of my favorite ones that I've seen. So props to you, dude. I love every time I see your car, and the NSX is just insane. So definitely check out his Instagram. He's always posting, and like Zoom, always have to track every weekend, if not every weekend, and he does track the NSX. Next up, we got Charlie B20 Sedan. This is just a genuine guy. I've seen him in a lot of comment section between VHB and me and plenty other ones. He's always got a wealth of knowledge, and he's absolutely always down to just help the community. He's getting ready to paint a sedan. I believe he's going back to the stock green. He does have a B20 in it, and he's definitely always updating his Instagram with new things to come. He's also creating a lot of B-Series, LS, or B20 wire covers, so if you're interested in that, definitely give him a DM and he can get those shipped off to you. He makes them by hand, and I really appreciate that. I love when the Honda community is actually building products and trying to put them out there. Next up, we got J6Z7. This is a great account. I found it a couple months back, and I wish I found it sooner. This guy is a beautiful white EK9 and white EP3, and the amount of work that he's put in both of them is impeccable. These things look showroom. They're not stock. He is building them, and he's constantly putting more and more effort into them. But when you look at them, they're just jaw droppers. And most recently, he's been learning to paint, or maybe knew how to paint, and started painting his valve covers yellow. The quality is outstanding. Mirror finishes on a valve cover, which is pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. But definitely check out his Instagram. He's got 2 gorgeous cars. He's had many in the past, and he definitely updates all the time. He has great Instagram stories through all the work that he does, so I suggest checking him out. Speaking of quality builds, this guy has one of the coolest Integras that is not yet fully assembled. MSO 007 Martel. I haven't even seen where the car is. All I have seen is the bits and pieces that he has slowly been rolling out. It is black and gold plated, literally everything. Intake manifold, most of the transmission, all of the hardware, any little bits and pieces that go on the motor have been gold plated or bronze plated. It's immaculate, even down to the rims. Once this all comes together, it is going to be insane to see a black and gold engine bay. I cannot explain it in words, so hopefully the pictures are doing it some sort of justice. I love your build, man. I cannot wait for it to be released. I know you're putting in tons of effort, even down to, I believe, the radiator fans are plated. It's insane. Definitely show quality and definitely going to be a showstopper. Last up, we got Phamus. I'll go with Phamus. Tony Pham. He's got a red NSX and an S2000. It seems to be a common thing now. I don't know what it is, but love the fact that you have both, and I love the fact that you keep the NSX gorgeous. There's been plenty of footage of it. He actually was out Shikai recently, and he's definitely a Bay Area native. I believe he just moved. That's what I've kind of been seeing in his Instagram, so the pictures of the car slightly have slowed down, but not really. I love the fact that he also has an S2000, like I stated, and the parts are rolling in. So, if you're a fan of S2000s and you're a fan of NSXs, Phamus is definitely a profile you have to check out. So, to round out the Instagram, if you've had an Instagram or you've been on it this week and you're into cars, you've probably noticed the crazy new hashtag that has taken over this week, which is, if my car was a supervillain. And you legitimately take a picture of your car and splice in who you think your car is if you were a supervillain. I've seen tons of different cars, and it's just crazy to see how one day to the next this thing has taken over, and it's just one more thing everybody posts for. I've seen everything from the Flash to Cruella de Vil. It is insane, the variety of pictures I've seen. So I'm sure you've all seen it, and while I'm talking here, I'll be putting up a couple of my favorites here. But like I said, it's not too late. You can definitely join the hashtag, and now that Instagram has added the ability for you to follow hashtags, go ahead and check it out. Let's see how long we can keep this rolling. Alright guys, that concludes this week's Honda recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the new digs. I've been trying to do everything I can to try to bring a little bit more production value to this channel and to the recap. I think it really needs it, and I want to make sure that I'm giving everybody the respect that they deserve for all the stuff that they've put in, all the work and time that they've put in. And I want to thank everybody for showing up another week and showing support for the Honda community. It's crazy to me how supportive everybody has been, and it definitely motivates me to come back every week. It definitely motivates me to find new Instagram profiles and YouTube channels to keep this going. So as always, if you're following somebody and you think I need to, put them in the comments below, send me a link or a name, and I'll definitely do the research that I do to make sure that I know who they are, consume any content I need to consume so that when I'm here delivering it to you, I know who I'm talking about and I know what I'm talking about. So, thanks again for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next week. Peace.